Good afternoon, everybody. Very happy to see all of you again. I guess everybody very busy for doing preparation for New Year. So I will just this class. There's nothing much I need to do. I need to review. And I thought we will break down the root text according to the contents, according to the topics. At the beginning, His Holiness start the teaching based on Four Noble Truths. The verses His Holiness chant, I think all of you know. Buddha Shakyamuni, after he fully became enlightened being, for the 49 days, he didn't give any teachings. He just remained silently under the Buddha tree, Bodhi tree. Then one of the Hindu god came to see the Buddha, and he requested to give a teachings, teach the Dharma, which is he himself discovered based on self-realization. And that time, the Buddha said to one of the popular Hindu deity or god, I found the profound, the first word, the profound. The second word is peaceful. The third word is clear and unconditioned teaching. So far, nobody is going to understand the teaching. It is better to be silent. So His Holiness always link all the Buddha teachings with the first three words. The first word, the profound. Second is the peaceful. Third is the free from elaboration and clear, I think clear. Then the profound mean Buddha Shakyamuni, he already have the plan for teaching. First, the Four Noble Truths. Profound mean the Four Noble Truths. The peaceful is the emptiness, which is the main content or subject of the Prajna Paramita teaching. Then the last free from elaboration and clear, is linked with the third will of Dharma, particularly is linked, connect with the Vajrayana or Tantrayan teachings. That means Buddha already have a first give a teaching about the Four Noble Truths, which is foundation. Within the Four Noble Truths, the truth of cessation is the main objective as a practitioner. As a Buddhist, we always wish to be Buddha, wish to achieve liberation, cessation. The cessation is our achievement among the Four Noble Truths. So recognize the truth of suffering and then recognize the origin of suffering. Then recognize the cessation. Then recognize the path which is lead to the cessation. So this is teaching about, teach us the Four Noble Truths. So we can achieve cessation through practice of the path. So cessation is our achievement we wish to achieve. So in order to achieve cessation, first we need to know, we need to think the cessation can be achievable or not. Can we achieve or we cannot achieve? In order to have a strong conviction about achieving cessation, then we need to know, we need to study about our minds. So we have the positive minds, negative minds, and neutral minds. All of them are our minds. So we believe when we achieve liberation, Buddhahood, all the negative minds, all the afflictive emotions can be separated. So, in order to fully believe the negative minds, all the afflictive emotion can be separated, we need to know all the emotion, are they nature of mind or not? The nature of the mind and all the negative thoughts are one or separate. It can be separate or not. For example, before we wash the clothes, applying the soap with a strong detergent, we must know if I use the strong soap detergent, then the clothes and the stain can be separated. Before we wash, we must know it can be clean. Therefore, the second will of Dharma is the teachings about introducing the truth nature of the mind. After we realize the truth nature of mind, which is emptiness, then we need to practice the emptiness with the gross mind. The gross mind can realize emptiness. Then slowly we need to learn how the emptiness can be realized by the subtlest mind, which is the clear light mind. Therefore, the third teaching is the third wheel of Dharma, particularly is linked with the Vajrayana teachings. So this is a very clear map for us how we can achieve liberation, how we can achieve Buddhahood. How? Through practice of path, particularly the emptiness with the renunciation, only emptiness with the renunciation, or the emptiness with the renunciation and bodhicitta. Then His Holiness explained very clearly about the concept of emptiness based on self, based on I. So I, the being, self, exists merely dependent on the five aggregates. The five aggregates are the basis to establish I, establish being, establish person. But the five aggregates and the person is separate, is two things, but these two not totally two different entity. So His Holiness introduced, the concept of emptiness. Then His Holiness, actually start the teaching, recognizing my mother. In Tibetan, we have recognizing the mother, an experiential song. There's no view. This text, written by Changyar Rinpoche. Changyar Rinpoche was one of the most important guru of one of the Chinese king, I think Chankasi. Also, this root text, written by Changyar Rinpoche at the Wutai Shan. How he composed this text. He didn't copy from somewhere. He studied for a long time. Then finally, he recognized, he realized the emptiness. Therefore, he named the emptiness is look like a mother, right? Composed by Changyar Rinpoche, which is important guru of the Chankasi. He written this textbook at the Wutai Shan based on study, meditation, then finally he realized emptiness. Now we will break down all the words according to the main topics. The first paragraph is salutation to the Buddha, particularly the Guru. Therefore, you can see, you who revels bear the wonder of profound dependent arising nature. O my Guru, your kindness is boundless. Indeed, kindly resided in my heart. So Guru, his a true meaning. One, the guru who has a physical body, his own teacher, his own guru. The second guru is the emptiness. Therefore, he says, receipt in my heart. As I utter these spontaneous words from thoughts flickering through my mind. So after he studied for many years, reflect on emptiness many months for a long time, suddenly he realized emptiness. Then this teaching, he come kind of randomly. He didn't have a plan to compose this text. So here, kindly receive in my heart. Here, many of you usually do, a lot of visualization. So when you visualize the guru, there's two different ways. So when we make mandal offering, when we do prostration, when we do receiving blessing and energy, then we must visualize the Buddha in front of us, facing toward us. When you do the actual Dharma practice, that time you need to visualize the Guru in your heart. First is the salutation. Then the sentence number 2 and 3 is the the conclusion. Is the condense all the meaning, which he's going to explain later. Conclusion, the sentence number 2 and 3. Therefore, at the beginning, you can see this lunatic child who lost his old mother long ago is about to realize by chance what he has not recognized. She has been with him all along. So he was saying the mother, not just mother, old mother. So our mother with us maybe 70 years, maybe 80 years. Then our physical mother, always separated with us. The emptiness is the mother, not just mother, old mother with us for many, many years. Therefore, they refer to old mother is emptiness. He has no recognized, she has been with him all along. So we always try to realize emptiness, right? Emptiness, we no need to search outside. It's always with us, with our mind, with our body, with everything. Particularly, here the emptiness is referring to the emptiness of the mind. This body we have for maybe, depends on 60, 70, 80, 90 years. Then the body, we have to leave this body. The mind is always with us. In the past, now, in the future. Therefore, the old mother referred to the emptiness of the mind. Then how Changyal Rilpa Dorje, he realized emptiness. She is perhaps that is and is it not. Quietly spoken by my brother dependent arising. This diverse subject object, good is my mother's gentle smile. The cycling of birth and death, her deceit words. Until he realized emptiness, Changyal Rinpoche was looked like, very kind of lunatic child, looked very crazy, very eager to see the emptiness. Somehow he realized emptiness based on knowing the dependent arising. When he realized emptiness, then he realized the object, subject, everything is, kind of manifestation of emptiness. And in the circle existence, born, exists, death, everything is kind of, deceive words, meaning conventionally there. Conventionally there. And the ultimate level, nothing there. So 2, 3, these two sentences is a condense, rest of the meaning. Then sentence number 4 and 5 is teaching us in order to free from samsara, in order to free from cause of samsara, for achieving liberation, achieving Buddhahood, everything depends on realizing emptiness. Then the sentence number 4, 5 is the, telling us emptiness is very important to realize free from suffering, achieving Buddhahood, enlightenment. Then there's the sentence number 5, the last sentence hints there's an indeed way out. So everything manifestation of emptiness, when we realize emptiness, then there's a way, then there's a hope we can be freed from sufferings. There's indeed a way out. Through logics and reasoning, we're going to realize emptiness. Then sentence number 6, 7. These two sentences explaining the dependent arising and emptiness are always union. Dependent arising and emptiness. Or we can say the conventional truth, the ultimate truth are just one entity, two different oscillation. Usually we use one coin with the two sides. That means when we think about emptiness, we should not think emptiness is kind of, visualization. We just imagine, we just visualize emptiness, cannot. Therefore, in my class, I said many times, when we study emptiness, it's very simple. You just look at the thing around you, the things around us. After we look carefully the things around us, the second we ask a question, how the things exist, why they exist for a short time, then slowly everything is going to disappear. Particularly when you think how they exist. exist dependently or independently. If things exist independently, then there's no reason things exist for some time, then disappear. Therefore, when you think how things exist dependently, then we know things cannot be exist forever. Things will change. Right? Therefore, the stanza number 6, 7, teaching us the union of dependent arising and emptiness and the dependent arising, the union of the two. Then stanza number 8. Soon. It is actually recognizing the emptiness. Therefore, evidently, my mother face, which is neither one nor multiple, appears ungracefully in my brother mirror. Yet the lunatic like me had no the slight clues. That means this words is telling us, us how he recognized, how he realized emptiness. The mother face means the emptiness. Neither one nor multiple. That means the emptiness is not oneness with the basis of the thing. Emptiness doesn't have a different aspect as a conventional phenomena. For example, when we imagine a cup, the cup has many parts. There's a handle, there's upper part, there's a color, there's a shape. There's a multiple things there. When we think about emptiness of the cup, there's just only one entity, just one aspect. Therefore, neither one means the emptiness is not oneness with the basis. Not multiple means emptiness doesn't have a many aspects as are the conventional phenomena. Therefore, the stanza number 8, how he recognized the mother. He recognized the mother, my brother's mirror, dependent origination, dependent arising. When he reflect the dependent arising, that he saw emptiness is right there. It is kind of, reflection in the mirror. So dependent arises is the logics, is the reasoning, is a basis. On this basis, that he realized emptiness. Then how he realized emptiness as a mirror in the reflection in the mirror. Like how? Then stanza number 9, Nagarjuna and Chandragirti said, there are instruction upon the wind, and the Manjushri grabbed the conveyed this to use by bird. So I hope to see my even person or mother without the hardship of the prolonged search. That means this stanza, how he realized emptiness. He realized emptiness based on the Nagarjuna Chandrakirti's treatise, commentary by Lama Tsongkhapa, and give instruction by Manjushri. Here, what we need, how we can think about this. The Buddha teaching is so vast. It has hundreds of thousands of words. We cannot finish to read. Therefore, Nagarjuna conclude all the Buddha teaching about emptiness into 5 treatises. Then the 5 treatises, particularly the wisdom, the Madhyamagga Mula Karika is the root text. So Lama Tsongkhapa did a commentary on it. So Lama Tsongkhapa, did commentary on that based on, received instruction by Manjushri. Then Sangya Rinpoche was reading all these texts written by Nagarjuna, written by Lama Tsongkhapa, based on Manjushri instruction. Then he realized emptiness very easily. He didn't do, a lot of hardship. Recognize emptiness based on those teachings. Then stanza number 10 and 11 is telling the misperception about emptiness. Some of the Gelugpa masters. 10 and 11 and 12. There seems to be among today's scholars, particularly in the Gelugpa tradition, that during the Lama Tsongkhapa time, within I think is some during the Sangya Rupe Dorje, there seems to be among today's scholars some caught in a web of word like. So there's a 10, 11, 12 is telling us a misperception about emptiness based on the Gelugpa's master during the Sangya Rinpoche. Clear? Then next stanza number 13, 14. Misperception about emptiness. Shunnata, based on the, all the Indian scholar. Therefore, Vibhashika, Sudantika, Vijayanavada, and the 3 streams, right? They try to understand emptiness, but there has a misunderstanding about emptiness. (13 and 14). Then there's a very interesting, analogy. With the name so divergent external matter, a grinning tiger, an intrinsic subject, a crazy monkey, inherent existence, non-dual nature, Fracas of bear, yet they all seems to have lost the old mother. Except the Pasangika scholar, the rest of the, the master who follow Vibhashika, Sudandika, Chittamantra, or one of the Madhyamagga, all of them actually they could not recognize the the stillness meaning of emptiness. That's stanza number 15, 16, also telling us concept of the view of emptiness based on the Nyingmapa master, Sagya master, and Kagyupa master. Therefore, you can likewise, many scholar and the meditator among Sakya, Nyingma, Karma, and Drukpa. So he was saying, so many of the master from Sakya, Nyingma, Karmapa, and Drukpa. Drukpa is one of the lineage of the Kagyu. And within the Kagyu, there are 12 different, branches. Kagyupa is one of the, Drukpa is one of the Kagyupa. So according to their point of view about emptiness, he saw there's some misunderstanding, some problems. Therefore, the stanza number 1516 telling us a viewpoint of the emptiness based on those Tibetan masters. Then 17 is, so he reject the viewpoint of view from the Vibhashika and Swatantika. You can see external matter is not dismantled. Vibhashika and Swatantika, worry not and be pleased. Though no reflex. So then he telling, the Vibhashika, please don't worry. We not really saying the external phenomena are not there. Also, he was saying, all the Chittamantra master, please don't worry. We are not, rejecting the minds. So those are the kind of, respond to them. Then stanza number 18 is also rejecting, telling, those Tibetan master. So your idea about emptiness is incorrect. At the same time, the stanza number 19, you can see here, I think, so stanza number 19 is particularly how, why, those Tibetan master has a misunderstanding about emptiness. The standard number 20 continuously, 20, 21 is kind of rejecting their view. Also, he was saying, do forgive me if I cause offense. That's stanza number 21. Then how he, analyze emptiness, how he analyze. How he analyze, how he realize emptiness, how? You can see the stanza number 22. No search is required, for this seeker is the sought. Never grasps at the true, for it is the false. Yet show not this falsity, for it is the truth, and we can reset in this. That is the neither, nothing, nor absolute. No. I think there's one mistake. Before that, I think, stanza number 21, how he realized emptiness. Though I'm not among the omniscient, I do possess expertise in the reading, the well-bought horse my ancestor walks. So I hope to traverse the challenging passage through the contents and the dedicate striving. So how he realized emptiness based on all the teachings, particularly teaching by Nagarjuna and Lama Tsongkhapa. Then 22, what is the emptiness is look like, which is he realized. Then you can see there is neither nothing nor absolute. In the middle way. When he realized emptiness, he realized the emptiness, neither nothingness is there, but not exists absolutely. That means when we think of emptiness, we have to stay in the middle way. Our mind must be free from the two extremes, absolutism and nihilism. So when we reflect on emptiness, if you think nothing there, that means your mind is fall into one extremes. When you reflect on emptiness, if you think something there, they are not just there, they are as an independent entity. Then also you fall into one extreme. Therefore, you must have a right thoughts how things exist free from two extremes. Right? Then 23 and 24. So he really appreciated all the teachers and guru. Though I may not see my mother directly, I felt I have just found my kind, long-lost parents. Through hearing their mere names, they are as if right here beside me. So he realized emptiness based on the conceptual mind, not through the direct mind. But he feels so happy to found the parents, father and mother. Mother referred to the emptiness, father referred to the dependent arising or the basis of the emptiness. Then he really, giving, great things to the Nagarjuna. Great indeed is the kindness of Nagarjuna and his heirs. Great indeed is the kind of the Lobsang Trungpa. Great indeed is the kindness of my Guru. To repay their kindness, I will honor my mother. So when he realizes emptiness, he feels so joy, so happy to realize emptiness. Then he remember, I realized this emptiness based on the Nagarjuna teachings, based on the Lama Tsongkhapa teaching, based on the instruction from his guru. He was thinking, how I can repay their kindness. He just offered the realization, which is emptiness. He offered the realization to all the gurus. This is very important because among the offering to the guru, among offering to the Buddha, the best offering is offering of the realization. Therefore, every morning when you do practice, you practice bodhicitta, emptiness. You can offer all the external offering. Particularly, you can offer the inner offering, which is you practice, offer your practices, offer your realization. Right? So he just offered the realization of emptiness. Then 25 is the dedication. through the joyous celebration of all noble deeds, through the meeting of the young child, awareness with the unborn and unexpressible aging mother, may all mother being be lead to lasting joy. By meeting with her young child, awareness, the unborn and unexpressible again aging mother will lead all mother being to the lasting joy through the great celebration of the excellent deeds. So he said, the celebration of the all noble deeds. The last one, excellent deeds. That means he dedicated the two merits, two merits to benefit all sentient beings. So this is, I think, a kind of revision. Mainly we break down all the verses. So also His Holiness mentioned, he received this teaching from his important tutor, Ling Rinpoche. Also, I think 15 years ago, he received this teaching from Tenpa Tenzin. His name is Tenpa Tenzin. He was the throne holder of the Dribung monasteries. So he was staying just next to our hostel, next to my room windows. When he come out, I can see him. So I have a really good kind of relationship with him. Sometimes he just knocked my window and said, "Hey, just come out." He was, I think, almost around 70 years old. He just, playing with me, just holding my hand and running here and there, here and there. Very interestingly, he didn't eat much food, only black tea and a few spoons of the barley powder. Hardly, his assistant didn't cook for him much. Sometimes there's a puja, he bring the food for just him. He didn't cook special food in his residence. Most time he drink black tea and eat samba, few spoons of samba. Every morning he just walking here and there. Then sometimes he just stopped. He was saying something. Then I was listening what he was saying because he's just next to my window. He walked for a while, then he stand up, just stop. Then he said, "Look at, such a thing not there. When I was boy, I study, become monk, become geshe, become head of the Dribung monastery, but there's not such a thing there." Right? So we believe he fully realized emptiness. Therefore, His Holiness received this teaching when he was, I think, 85 years old, very old. Therefore, he has this book with the root teaching with a commentary by the Tenpa Tenzin. So most time I read this book. This book is very, I think, simple book to introducing, emptiness. So thank you so much for, attending the revision class. So if you have a little time, we can have a question answer. I think we have 10 minutes. If you have any question, please feel free.
Yes, Geshe-la. There's a question from, actually there are 5 questions from Mei Yan, right? And this relates to stanza 15 to 16.
1 second. Dengsha. Okay, stanza
15 to 16.
Okay.
16. Dear Geshe-la, can you explain? Stanza 15 to 16 talks about Mahamudra or Dzogchen, which is free of defilements. Okay, question 1. Is this primordial mind similar to clear light mind and proliferating Buddha's nature?
Okay, I think we go by one. Likewise, many scholar and the meditator in Sakya, Nyingma, and Karma and Kagyu. Nyingma, from the Nyingma point of view, they don't use much the words emptiness. They always use Dzogchen. According to Karmapa, Karma, I'm not doing Karmapa Rinpoche, okay, the lineage, Karmapa lineage. Also, all the Kagyupa master, they don't use the words emptiness much. They use Chakchen, Mahamudra. All the Mahamudra teaching received Lama Marpa from Naropa. Naropa received the teaching Telopa. Naropa, both were the Nalendra's scholar, but they mainly follow, Mahayana teaching, particularly the Vajrayana. So according to the Dzogchen, Mahamudra is linked with the nature of the mind. I have been reading, few books about Mahamudra. According to them, the Mahamudra is the nature of the mind. Nature of the mind. When we think about nature of the mind, there's a true nature of the mind. One is the conventional nature, second is the ultimate natures. The Dzogchen is not talking about the ultimate nature, which is emptiness of the mind. It's talking about the conventional nature of the mind. Conventional nature of the mind. Then there's what's mind and I think awareness. Separate the mind and awareness. Generally, when we have a mind, the mind always have a, like concept. Oh, this is nice. This is bad. This is white. This is yellow. This is small. Always have as a, kind of perception about the thing. This is the mind. The awareness is a mind. It doesn't have any perception, just part of the clear. Therefore, when you do the breathing meditation, you just follow your thoughts with the breath in and out. That time, the thoughts has a perception of going out, going in, out, in. Then when you just stop, the breathing just fully stop. For the short time, the mind doesn't have any perception, just clear mind. Clear mind. So this is the, Mahamudra, meaning of the Mahamudra. Yes, so Mahamudra and clear light mind is a very similar, but not exactly 100% same. Yes, next question.
Question 2. its nature is luminosity and emptiness. How do we understand this emptiness aspect?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Its nature is luminosity and emptiness. Okay. How do we understand this emptiness aspect?
Luminosity, right? For example, we say emptiness, luminosity, nature. Luminous means when we think about any of the conventional phenomena, suddenly you can see it has so many different kind of aspects. For example, the cup, you can see it has many aspects. You look at from this side, different shape. From this side, different shape. When you look at the different angle, you can see different aspect. When you looking from the emptiness side, there's no any different aspect, just one aspect, empty of the inherent existence. So that means luminosity is a kind of very pure. It doesn't have so many aspects, so many different points. So how we can realize emptiness, right? How we can realize emptiness? How we can realize the nature of the phenomena? Therefore, I said before, we need to do a lot of study. Study doesn't mean you need to read a lot of books. Very simple way. You just hold a pen. You just hold a cup. Hold a thing in your hand. Then think how the pen exists. Which one is pen? This top, which one is pen? When you analyze parts by parts, from top to bottom, bottom to top, you really cannot find such as a pen. That means this is the indication that pen is not exist inherently, independently. Yes, I cannot find, I can say, this is the pen, this is the pen. I cannot find, but I found the pen as a function to write. Reading is a function. How the pen can function is function merely dependent on means, causes, conditions. That means, in a one hand, you kind of realize the thing is not there as an independent. On the other hand, you realize the things as a function. That means the things exist. So you should not make kind of very complex. Hold a simple object and reflect, for a long time, maybe 10 minutes. Every day you just hold the same object, reflect on it for 10 minutes, how the pen exists, why it is a pen, right? So if you reflect on one object, how it exists, then your mind is become very closer to the nature, the truth, the emptiness. Doesn't matter how long, how much you read, books about emptiness, you're not going to realize. Therefore, do very simple way. Do a lot of reflection on the phenomena, just one phenomena. Then when you realize, the truth nature of this pen, then you think everything is same. Everything is same. Because thing exists depending on causes condition. Therefore, once you realize emptiness of the one phenomena, we will realize emptiness of the all phenomena, because how the things exist the same way. So, reading a lot of books, which is very good. If you read a lot of books about emptiness without reflect on how thing exists, then you're not going to realize emptiness. Yes, next question, please.
It is still conditional and dependent arising?
Yes, definitely dependent arising. Condition has two meanings. Dependent on causes and condition has two meanings. One actual cause and condition is we refer to the impermanent phenomena or real actual condition phenomena. Emptiness we named, we can say condition, not depend on actual cause and condition. It depends on their own basis. For example, emptiness of the cup. Emptiness of the cup we can establish based on the cup. Without cup, we cannot establish emptiness of the cup. Therefore, emptiness cup exists based on the cup. The cup is, we can say, condition to exist the emptiness of the cup. But the cup is not a condition to arise emptiness. Yes, emptiness is dependent arising, dependent phenomena. Condition, you need to think two different ways.
Second last question from Mei Yan. Is it still part of the 5 aggregates?
It is still?
Is it still part of the 5 aggregates?
Part, right? P-A-R-T.
P-A-R-T. P-A-R-T, part of.
Oh yeah, part, what does it mean?
Part of.
Part of. We actually, 5 aggregates, emptiness of the 5 aggregates, we don't say parts. Usually, we say basis and the characteristic of the basis, dependent on whole, yes, two different ways. One, we can say emptiness is depending on the basis and the characteristic of the basis. And parts and whole is a different. For example, cup is a whole. Then all the atoms of the cup are the parts. So emptiness is the characteristic of the 5 aggregates. But the 5 aggregates are not the parts of the emptiness. Okay, thank you so much for attending the revision class.
Geshe-la, there's still a last question from Mei Yan. Okay. And also there are 2 questions from Lian Chu as well as Mui Ching.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question from Mei Yan is, lastly, could you help explain what does it mean by uncontrived innate state? Thank you.
Okay, this one, I don't think we have enough time to explain. Maybe next time when we have a Saturday class, I will try to explain. Please remind me. So you can ask the next question.
Lian Chu, please unmute your mic.
Yes, please. Hello.
Can you hear me, Geshe-la?
Good morning.
Geshe-la, thank you very much for sharing with us your personal story with Tempa Tenzing. And your experience with him, and you showed us the book. Can you tell us how we can get a copy?
It is in Tibetan, not in English.
Okay, so not yet translated.
I haven't translated yet.
So the second question I have is, during his teaching, His Holiness also referred to the dialogue, that a text that he also read some citation at the end, and he said is a dialogue, and I do not know who that is. So if you can, between grasping to true self and emptiness, and he said he always reads it together with this text. So perhaps you can just explain.
The text written by Panchen Losang Chogyен, one of the Panchen Lama, Panchen Losang Chogyen. He composed a Dharma book based on emptiness. There's an argument or dialogue between wisdom and ignorance. Also, argument between self-grasping and the wisdom. So this was very interesting book. You know, both of them arguing each other. I am right, you are wrong. You are wrong, I am right. So they discussed for quite a long time. Finally, you know, the self-grasping loss, the wisdom win the dialogue. The dialogue between wisdom and self-grasping. We call, in Tibetan, we call Dagzin Shak, that means tear the self-grasping. Shak means tear or cut the self-grasping. Yeah, by Panchen Losang Chogyen. It is also available in Tibetan. Unfortunately, I don't think it's available in English. I will check for you. Okay?
Okay, Geshe-la, last question. Okay, it's from Wing Ching. Dear Geshe-la, I lost you just now. Emptiness is the characteristic of the five aggregates, but emptiness is not a part of the five aggregates. So in terms of the concept of parts and whole, am I right? I miss out the second sentence that is part of your explanation. Thank you.
I think when you ask this question, anybody, when we ask a question, we have to be very particular. We have to be very precise. You must say emptiness of the five aggregates and emptiness. When you say emptiness is not the characteristic of the five aggregates and the emptiness of the five aggregates. So yes, five aggregates is the basis. Then the emptiness of the five aggregates are the characteristic, or you can say quality of the five aggregates. Yes, emptiness of the five aggregates is the not parts of the five aggregates. Among like form is the part of the five aggregates. For example, piece of stone, the eastern part of the stone is the part of the stone. The eastern part of the stone is the part of the stone. The stone is a whole. The five aggregates is a whole. Then, you know, each of the forms aggregates are the parts. Emptiness is not the parts of the aggregates. Okay? Any question?
No more questions, Geshe-la.
Okay, then thank you so much, all of you. To have a happy day and happy new year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Geshe-la.